Hi, this is Bisan, and today I'm going to introduce you to a very important thing, a very important way of how we Palestinians take care of each others in these dark days, months, years of genocide. Tekiya. Tekiya is the enemy of starvation. Whenever you hear tekiya, that means it's the community kitchen, and this is our way to cope with the starvation, the forced starvation, and with the reality that the Israeli army is preventing us from producing food, planting our own food, or even importing food, or even distributing the aids that are sent, because they are closing the borders for approximately 70 days now. So tekiya is where basic people, normal people, it doesn't need to be well structured, institutional, something basic. Aslan, the Palestinians in their culture invented tekiya in Ramadan only to help the poor people, to overcome the lack of food, not even the starvation. We've never been in a starvation because Palestinian people are sufficient. They plant food, they produce, they. So tekiya is something from our heritage. This is how we help other people. We cook for each others. We put on fire. We use our own resources in huge pots, and then we distribute this food to the family or the neighbors. And unfortunately, tekiya or tekiyas or the community kitchens have become just a very important way to live, to survive. Okay. In each neighborhood, you will find some volunteers, some even institutions and INGOs that funded or supported these tekiyas. So the tekiyas carry on and keep distributing food. Okay, it's a community kitchen. Unfortunately, this is against the plan of killing the Palestinians by forced starvation. Okay, because so far 54 people got killed because of starvation. 51 of them are children. The other, like thousands other people, elderly and children and pregnant, are suffering in the hospitals. So they bombed tekiya. Not only one, they bombed over 25 tekiyas or community kitchens since the beginning of the genocide. This is not the only thing, but even the resources of these tekiyas by killing and bombing deliberately volunteers, the team leaders, the stores, the warehouses, the humanitarian aid convoys and their protection and their security men. And this is not new, because actually they announced that we are going to bomb the warehouses of the humanitarian aids that are now in Gaza, not distributed yet. So this is the equation, you know. We're not gonna let you enter your food or plant your food or make food for each other's. We're gonna watch you die, okay? Because why not? No one is stopping us. No one is doing anything. Okay, and we are fulfilling our dreams, you know, the dreams of the Zionist state of Israel, without the existence of any Palestinian, any Arabi, any other people, without the existence of the indigenous people, but bombing the community kitchens and then the warehouses. Like over 35 warehouses were bombed so far. Bombed, burned. The food is burned, while volunteers and INGOs are using this little limited amounts of food, very secured amounts of food, in an efficient way, so they can maintain hot meals for longer times until the borders are opened, until anything happened. Israel is burning the food. Just one last thing. Israel is starving a whole population. Okay. Using hunger as a weapon. It was used in the Second World War. Having a whole population, 50% of this population are children, and no one is doing anything. Okay? It's well documented, well reported. Actually, I know that I wouldn't be surprised after at least the Ma'madani, Al Ahli Hospital massacre that killed 500 people in a blink, literally, in October 2023. But I'm surprised How is this still happening? I mean, even airdrops? No more airdrops. Do you remember when the governments pretended that they care and they started airdropping food last February 2024? No more. Why? Guys, we are in 2025. At least 10 Palestinians were killed tonight in Mawasi area of Khan Yunis. They were burned to death after the Israeli army targeted their tent. As usual, the majority of the people got killed are children, and this is Ahmed Abu Rus, a very little sweet child with Down syndrome who was not able to escape fire, who was not able to escape death. So he passed along with his family, and only one survived. Only one child. He's Muhammad Abu Rus, his brother, the sole survivor of this horrific massacre. I don't know when it became normal for us to live in a world where children are beheaded and burned to death along with their families while living in tents, escaping death and destruction after the Israeli army fled them and told them that this area is a deconflicted or safe zone. But leave now your neighborhoods and homes because we're going to destroy it and take over it. This is the world we are living in now, where children like Ahmed, 18,000 others, are not safe. Hey everyone, this is Bisan from Gaza from the day 552 of the genocide, and a couple of days ago I was here in Al-Ma'madani Al-Ahli or Al-Arabi hospital documenting Shujai massacre when about 55 people got killed, more than 100 people were injured, and reached Al-Ma'madani hospital behind me, the only 100% still functioning hospital after the other hospitals in the north of Gaza Strip like Al-Shifa, Kamal Adwan, the Indonesian and Al-Audi hospitals were raided more than one time, destroyed and out of service for a long period of time. Al-Ma'madani hospital was targeted before, at least twice before this time, but it was still functioning and receiving hundreds of sick people, elderlies, children every day, besides the high amount of injuries and killed Palestinians by the Israeli bombardment here. By the way, the Ma'madani hospital is not the only hospital that was targeted after resuming the genocide. Nasser hospital was targeted, which led to the destruction of a department in the emergency building inside Nasser hospital last week after the 18th of March. But here in the Ma'madani hospital, the emergency and ambulance building, the pharmacy and the laboratory, they were all destroyed. And a very important thing to say is that everything is destroyed in Gaza now cannot be replaced. Nothing is entering to the warehouses of the Ministry of Health. Nothing is entering to the hospitals. Nothing is entering to Gaza. Gaza is under a blockade, is besieged, and everything we lost here. The medicines, the beds, every single tiny tool cannot be replaced. We lost it forever, or at least until the borders are opened and anything is changed. This is the scene now in Al-Ma'madani hospital. 2 rockets destroyed 2 buildings. The yard where I was sitting only 2 days ago documenting the massacre of Shujai again, and some parts of the church behind me, the Anglican church inside the Ma'madani hospital. You need to know that almost 34 hospitals now are out of service in Gaza Strip. 34 hospitals, clinics, health points are out of service in Gaza Strip, the north and the south. But maybe in the north we need to light more, because this was the last functioning hospital totally destroyed here in Gaza, in the north of Gaza. And by the way, just a historical hint that I really love to add, this hospital is a almost 100 years old hospital in the old city of Gaza. We lost today a very important site, historical site, let me say, and a very important place to give medications and treatment for the injuries and the Palestinians, the Gazans in these horrific conditions. Unfortunately, we lost it. As you see behind me, the amount of destruction. I'm gonna put more inserts. I'll keep you posted. Hey, this is Bisan, and it's been 570 days since Israel started its barbaric genocide against the Palestinian people, and almost 70 days since Israel decided to prevent any food or aid or any products from entering Gaza. Our shops are empty, supermarkets are empty. There is no food. There's no food. People already started to die because of hunger. We are losing people with disabilities, elderly and children on a daily basis now. The weakest people with obvious lack of nutrition even on the adults because we are not eating enough. Even me, I used to eat twice with access to food all the day. Now I eat once. There is no food. People on the streets, my people, are walking without being able to recognize what is around them. They're tired. They're walking like blind people. They're walking while they are not able to see each other's, to figure out what is happening around. Our bodies cannot hold this anymore. We're so tired. Israel is weaponizing the hunger. The ICRC, the WFB, the UNRWA, all the INGOs, you know and you don't know, that are working on Gaza Strip now, have been warning the entire world of a forced starvation, and that Israel is illegally weaponizing the hunger and using the aids to put more pressure on the Palestinian people to to achieve other political goals, like emptying Gaza Strip, like pushing all Gazans to flee Gaza Strip, where they are still deciding where and figuring out when, while we are dying because of hunger. While the entire world, while we are in 2025 and the entire world is suffering of overconsumption and overproductivity, not the opposite. There is plenty food, everything outside in the normal world, and we're just dying because there is no enough flour, bread. It's basics. And soon we will not have water. Do you know why? Because Israel is also preventing the fuel. There's no fuel. There's no fuel. طيب, we are cooking on fire. We're walking, no more using vehicles. But we're about extracting water and the desalination plants and etc. How? By which energy? There's no fuel. Soon there's no water. There's no food. We're losing people every day. And no one in this entire dirty planet is doing anything. No one. Everyone is talking about Israel's right to defend itself against Yemenis, against Syrians, against Lebanese, against Palestinians in West Bank, in Gaza, everywhere. What is this? Haram, haram, haram. This is haram. My people needs dignity, and dignity means food, sufficient water, and then a ceasefire. Israel is weaponizing hunger, and this happened only in the darkest eras of our humanity, which is the Second World War. And another thing, Israel is not only fighting the empty stomachs of Palestinians. Israel is also fighting other families and besieged people in West Bank too. So it's not only the empty stomachs of Gazans, it's also the empty stomachs of the people in the West Bank. Because today, just today, the last family in Tul Karim refugee camp, after 91 days without food, electricity or water, fled the camp. Israel has been besieging them, that family, small family, a mother, an elderly, and her daughter. Her daughter was sneaking to find her some food and water for the 92 days. But now they were the last family in Tulkarm refugee camp. Israel is literally in front of you, using only hunger to kill the Palestinians, to annihilate the Palestinian people and the Palestinian cause, and to steal their lands in the West Bank and Gaza, in Gaza Strip, in the last Palestinian lands on historic Palestine, and no one is doing anything. Hunger. This is Israel's dirtiest weapon. Hunger. Yes, it is bombing our children and mothers and elders on the tents. Yes. It's testing new weapons on us. Yes. It's evacuating large areas and taking over them. Yes. It's blocking and closing areas like Rafah. Yes. It keeps threatening us to flee us from Gaza. Yes. But still, hunger is the dirtiest weapon. Israel knows this and keep doing this. And you know this and keep watching this. My people is dying. And if I had anything to do to prevent this, or to change anything, I would do it without making a video. Without asking you for anything, because I know that this entire world is helpless and weak. But I can't do anything. I'm besieged. I will face this starvation as my people soon.